clearly, some of the price pressures an issue here, some of that margin compression. How long do you foresee this inflation in material costs continuing to weigh on earnings?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's a mixed picture if you look on the overall business, and I think particularly if we look on the raw materials, we have to see this distinction also. In the conventional business, what we call gas and power, we're well hedged. We were able to manage it despite the increases in the raw material prices. We have contracts with customers where we can forward this. In the wind industry, particularly on onshore, we have seen that we are affected more than we wanted in the area of raw material prices. I do believe that is something which we really have to manage in our contracts to the customers, in the pricing schemes, because I do not expect this to really completely go away or, let's say, go back to the old levels very fast. We have to see that if you look on wind in particular, this is a raw material intense business also. And if we want to have more renewables, we will need more raw materials, we will need more steel, more copper. And this is something which we also need to reflect in the pricing models towards the customers to actually work with this volatility in the market on the pricings.
But how much flexibility, Christian, good morning to you. How much flexibility do you have with the customers on pricing? When do the windows open for renegotiation? My understanding is that you've agreed a lot of forward agreement on prices, and your capacity, and correct me if I'm wrong, is limited to renegotiate. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, first of all, the one thing is to get into the new contracts and to make sure that for the things where you lock in, you have different approach. Then this is what we have been doing already quite some months now in terms of really getting these type of indexations into the contracts. But also at the same time, as an industry, also with our customers, we discuss this and we find customers also open to address it. Because at the end, as an industry, what we have to achieve, that we make renewables work. And we have to accelerate the pace in terms of building out renewables. And this will only work if this is a profitable business. We want to earn money to invest into research and development, to develop the next generation of turbines, to come with floating or whatever. And this will only work if the participants in the market earn money. And we see it also, obviously, with our peers in the industry. Everybody is facing a challenging situation. And this will only work if, as an industry, we fix it.
Well, Christian, clearly Siemens Gamesa's outlook weighed heavily on you this quarter. You own about 67% of them. Would you hope to find a way to have more influence over their business to help prevent this happening in future scenarios?
Well, first of all, I can only once again repeat, I'm not satisfied with the performance, and we have to carefully look on how do we make sure that these, let's say, things are prevented in the future. So we're working with the management of Siemens Gamesa closely to fix their current problem. This is the highest priority now to help them in the projects. All other things are speculation at the moment. But definitely we need to make sure that we have a profitable wind business because it's a cornerstone of our strategy.
We're going into an election in Germany. What do you worry about the most?
Well, I think the next government in Germany has an enormous task, because we really have to change, particularly if we look on the energy market, we have to agree to change boundary conditions. If you want to have a different outcome, we have to do something different. And this is what the government needs to face. So my biggest concern would be that it takes us too long to form a new government, because it might be, let's say, very unclear results out of the election. So we need a strong government, we need a fast governmental formation process, and this would be my hope, quickly getting a new government in place, because there's an enormous amount of tasks to be tackled, setting new boundary conditions in the energy market, and at the same time also keeping a prosperous society.